you speak science. I mean, why do you venture in this whole science thing?
Okay, well, thanks, Pablo, for the good question. My parents are scientists. My mom is a nursing officer, and my dad a clinical officer. So I grew up in that.
A clinical officer, married?
A nursing officer.
A nursing officer, and they produced a mad scientist.
They produced a scientist.
Great. So you were raised in a science environment.
True, true. Actually, I grew up in a hospital. I was raised in a hospital, and I remember.
Wait, you were raised in a hospital? As a patient? Or?
Not as a patient, but of course in the quarters, in the staff quarters. So we used to see whatever was happening in the hospital, and what I remember, we used to see, we are near the mortuary.
I know.
And I remember part of our games were like, we could get rats which are dead, and then maybe we try to bury, we are playing those funny games, about death, about life. And one day even I made a small maize meal, not a real one, but something which was close to that. And patients used to come before going to the hospital, they stop by, and they first see whatever I was doing, and they used to tell my mom, your boy is talented,
Yes,
they saw
the way.
If you look at the laws of motion of Isaac Newton, and they're all applied in daily life, you apply them, you too, but you don't know. Which
motions?
Well, because for example, if you're throwing anything in space or in the air, it has to observe Newton's laws of motion.
And what is Newton's law of motion?
Well, these are the laws that govern anything that is moving, okay?
But who's Newton?
Isaac Newton is a scientist. Actually, we can say he's the father of classical physics. So he's the father of classical physics, and I think he's the most prominent scientist that the world has ever had. Because everything we do in our daily lives has something to do with Newton.
So where do you place our scientists? For example, in our village, when you break your leg, they will tell you tomorrow at 2 p.m. sit in a comfortable position. And then you see your leg shaking. The guy is working the other side. What kind of scientist is that?
Yeah, you see, okay, now that what we call is pseudoscience, okay?
Pseudo?
Yeah, it can fall in what we call pseudoscience, okay? And pseudoscience...
It's not witchcraft?
Yeah, okay, call it witchcraft, but for us we can say maybe it's pseudoscience. Why? Because it can be a claim which can be scientifically maybe debated. I mean, like someone brings a claim which seems to be scientific,
I saw it with my
but
eyes.
it cannot be proved using a scientific method.
So what is science?
Well, science is a study of, I can say the study of the universe. So, because in science we study about the universe. Now, everything that you know about,
the living and non-living
even what we call art, is science. So anything in the universe, whether it's living, whether it's non-living, it's just science.
I agree with you because our president is a scientist.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, he studied political science.
Yeah.
As a degree.
Yeah, of course, politics can be science. Yeah, true.
Yeah, yes, the science of politics.
True, yes.
Great.
Yes.
What's your take on one of Uganda's sayings? When a person is trying to cheat you, they say, "Interpretademu science." That things he has brought science to mean cheating.
Yeah, I think that kind of a saying is not good. Okay, because already people, we know that many people really, they don't find interest in science, though they depend on science on a daily basis. But again, branding science as if it's something negative, I don't think it's good.
Yes, I think I'm going to do a course in science.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, but I think agriculture.
Well, agriculture, yes.
Yeah.
For example, like I think many countries in Africa depend on agriculture.
Yeah.
But of recent, African countries are actually investing in space.
In space?
And that's why myself, our company, we are trying to promote space science in East Africa.
Which company is that?
It's Science Time Limited. It's in Kampala. So we have telescopes already. We help children explore actually our solar system. They look at the surface of the moon and they look at craters. You know craters?
The lakes?
Yeah, the lunar craters, but they're empty. Yeah. They're empty. They are called lunar craters. So they're holes. So children look at the moon, they see those holes, and then we ask them, how did they happen? How? And they look at planets like Jupiter, which is about 149 million miles away. And they look at it with their own eyes. They look at...
when you bring figures, I'm lost. So for that note, we shall end this on this note of figures as I still try to figure out what you've just told me.
No, everyone should know figures because we live by figures. If you don't know mathematics, then you don't fit to be a human being.
Hey!
True, because we do calculations every day.
Wow.
If you're measuring the rice, before you boil the rice, you have to measure at least how many cups. That is
Liters,
mathematics.
everything.
That is mathematics.
Anyway, we can't run away from math.
That is mathematics.
And space. I like the fact that we should invest in space.
But
and I agree with you that now everything is about space, mathematics.
About space.
And I think everybody is already in space because we buy airtime. It's in the air.
Yeah, of course. And people, by the way, people don't know that when you hold your phone, you're talking, it's actually connected to satellite. You see?
So somebody's listening
Which is
to our
orbiting.
things.
You see our planet Earth? it rotates at the speed of 1,000 miles per hour, and there are satellites. They are orbiting it on a daily basis, and there are those satellites that we use to communicate to one another here on Earth, and people don't know. So they just get a phone and they talk. If you tell them, do you know that you are depending on science? They say no. They don't know that it's a satellite actually.
Ladies and gentlemen, this show won't end with mad science. When he mentioned orbit, I felt like chewing one. So